made sure it was good to rob.
Oh no, I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm just saying Terry has a soft spot that Rain doesn't have.
Sure. I think they would make a great team for selling
Oh yeah.
drugs. Cause see, you need all types when you want to be a kingpin, right? Like you need people with different skill sets. Like depending on the size of the operation.
So I was thinking about like the kingpin thing. Like, what if we set it up where instead of like, because I mentioned the leader thing before, but like, what if like our gang is more so a council than a group with a leader? Like we all have equal parts, especially when it comes to
Well, I had an idea. I wanted to run it by you. Well, all y'all. What if we had so you know how like Monica had her place, Victor has his place, right? What if we each had our own place? Kind of like you're saying, Jeremy, right? And it's like, yeah, this is my place. I look over this section of Ridgemont or whatever, right? Um, I almost said Ridge Bottom. I almost did. Um, but like, yeah, like so it'd be like, yeah, like if we somehow like purchase the black cat, that could be like one of our places, right?
yeah.
Or stuff like that. Like I think that would be interesting.
I don't even think we need to like who owns the black cat? Is it Diamond Jamie?
I doubt he owns the building.
Did
Uh,
Monica own the building?
I don't know. We'd have to find out. I do know that I asked this question. Let me find my notes here. Nope, it's in my notebook. 1 second. Be right back.
I suspect he's looking for the Montgomery group.
That is exactly who I was looking for. The Montgomery group has been buying up land in Ridgemont. So we got to see who owns the land because that's going to be really where the power comes from. Because, you could charge people rent. Because I imagine the prince probably owns some of the land here in the city.
Yeah, but we're not the nicest neighborhood. Right?
Rich people don't own land in only good neighborhoods.
The prince would. I don't know.
No. If people live there,
Sometimes they
rich
got.
people own that land.
I was gonna say sometimes they got rich because they own land specifically in not rich areas.
Exactly. Exactly. But that could be fun, like each kind of establishing like a headquarters. So we're not all just like, huddled under this bodega.
I might stay in the bodega. I like the bodega.
That could be your
You have
spot.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is an N64, and Jay was telling me something about this so-called thing called the internet.
Yeah. It could be like the central hub. It could still be like, where we all come and then we each have our own individual places. We could try doing something like that.
It is our territory, so we can divide it how we see fit.
Exactly.
I'm just impressed that Nick has already figured out that this is really just a ploy to play out a Monopoly game.
I mean, Monopoly does make some compelling cases for how money and land equals power. Because the second you own the land and you have enough money, you could put a hotel on it. And then you could charge everybody else a lot of money. And eventually you get all of the money, and that's power. Wow. Monopoly really does show you how capitalism ends, doesn't it?
Yep.
Huh.
Does it end with the board flip for the person who loses it?
Yeah, actually, that's about it. It ends with somebody being violent and upending the system, or one person ends up with all the money. Yeah, I think that's about the end of capitalism.
Really great. Oh, good.
So, well, I finished scarfing down my dinner, and Lucas is doing dad things. You guys want to have a go at marking out some territories and buildings and things?
Are there things that we should know that are here? Like, good example, where's Victor's place?
I'm going to say you don't know that just yet, but I was thinking more like what we talked about last time, where if y'all decided, oh, hey, this block is where I want this thing to be, you know, like there's going to be a pawn shop right here.
The librarian suggests.
I would like the CD motel.
Where would you like it?
The CD motel?
Yeah.
Let's put it where the
Let's see. Where are the
Okay, so do I do this on the map and background layer or the object and token layer?
you do it on the map and background layer. That way it doesn't move.
Start it on the object layer, though, so that any editing you have to do, you're not just moving the map around.
Oh, that's true. Just send it when you're ready, when you want it to not move anymore. Should we lay out like where the school is so we know where the PTA meets? Oh, and where Gracie Lou Freebush's house was?
So we said that one's going to be the Cicero.
That's the name of the rundown hotel. I don't think I ever wrote that down. I don't know anything. I don't remember everything about the clans. Which one is Toreador?
It's Blake's clan.
Toreador?
Yeah,
How do you say it?
Toreador is how I would say it.
Troubadour.
Troubadour. No, it's definitely Toreador, right?
Yeah, I say Toreador.
Toreador. Torre. Ador. I don't know.
I mean, pronounce it how you want to. But I think ultimately we're going to end up going with Amanda's pronunciation since it's her clan.
To read or
Now you put pressure on me. I think I was just reading it as Toreador, just like I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, like Toreador. Toreador.
now I'm looking
It's
at it.
Toreador. Toreador.
It's
Yeah.
to read or not to read.
To read? No. To read door.
All right, who wants to place
I'm
the
almost
next
home,
landmark?
guys.
Where is Gracie Lou Freebush's house?
in a
You tell me?
different part of town, I thought.
I don't know. Where did you went to it, Jeremy? So where is it?
I thought it was in a different part of town.
I thought she's in Ridgemont.
Let's say she's in the outskirts of your neighborhood. So yeah, in Ridgemont, maybe not in your specific set of blocks, but close enough. Kind of like the Black Cat isn't really in your, like truly in your area, but it's close enough to be under your influence. So basically, anywhere on the map you want to put it, just probably not between Juniper, Hemlock, 22nd, and 9th.
Okay, let's put it over here. Yeah.
Sure. And then where's the school?
So over there is where you want to Gracie Lou.
Sure. Oh, here's a good question that Terry would want to know the answer to. Do I have to keep working out, or are my muscles just going to stay the same?
You're basically just going to stay the same.
That's interesting. I never thought about that. Like, if vampires have to work out, they're just supernaturally strong, so it doesn't matter if they're skinny.
But again, I mean, you're also technically dead, so the mystical
still
animating energy isn't going to degrade your muscles or inflate them.
So I only have to work out if I want my muscles to get bigger.
Sure.
I don't work out.
I'm just saying, 24-hour gym might be a good place for a vampire to hang out.
There, I agree with you. That probably would be a good place for a vampire to hang out.
So, like a 24-hour fitness. Except we're going to call it something that's not real. So we're going to call it 24-hour...
The 24-hour burn.
That's good. I was trying to think of something that goes off of fitness, like hit this or something like that.
I think you have to
that's a different
give a
kind of
sign
thing.
for the 24-hour hit this. That's
Well, I mean, you wanted to start a brothel, right?
Who?
no,
Didn't
there's an
Rain
existing
want to
one.
start
Somebody's
that?
got to take over.
What?
Yeah, we
I don't
gotta
want to start a brothel.
Someone's got to.
No. We had a dude come in who was talking about the sex trade.
Yeah, we have a brothel that we kind of want to shut down. There's a rather illegal one that is happening.
Oh, that's right. Fox owns a situation.
Yes, it's Jacques Monet is a high-end fashion designer and a human trafficker that we need to shut
Yeah,
down.
we don't like that.
No.
So where's your 24-hour burn? And we also didn't decide on where the school was.
I think the school should be near Gracie Lou Freebush's house, but also like near the park. So I'm thinking like this looks like a school area, like where there's like kind of the
I said that was the library when we went to the library.
Oh, I thought we already put the
School could be
library
right
on.
next door.
Did we put the library?
Well, those kinds of things are all next to each other usually.
There's two really big blocks right there. One's a library,
Yeah.
one's a school.
Like this could be the school, this could be the library, easy. I mean, this could be the library, and like these two could be the school. Because schools have fields and other stuff like that. So if like these are the school and that's the library, we could just make this like a block of buildings that make up the library.
Oh, the college,
that's a good
the
spot.
college field is right there, right? Just off campus.
Oh, that's true. We could like well, maybe it depends. Is the university in Ridgemont, or is this? I was thinking this would be like high school, elementary school, and like
Oh, we don't know how
junior
large.
high, something like that.
How high does Gracie Lou Freebus reach?
I was thinking it was only through the high school.
21 Jump Street.
I think Charlie said he went to a high school.
Yeah, I
If
guess
I
you wouldn't have a
remember right.
PTA at a college, right?
Not normally, no. You have a board, and you have other things like that.
Oh my God, the board.
You need the Girl Scouts.
I think it's called like a board of trustees for a college, something like that, right, Ryan?
Something like that.
Because colleges have a lot of money.
Don't they know it?
Yeah, they do. And they still hit me up for it, which makes no sense to me.
Constantly.
Just like, yo, I paid you guys so much money. Like, why are you asking me? Okay, so then the gym. Let's put the gym.
We're just going to use that as the marker for the whole complex.
That
There we
works.
go. St. Christopher Academy has the school, the fields, the library.
And dorms just below the academy, so the 2 blocks below that's probably student dorms.
Could be.
I think it's more like I think it's more of a semi-prep school, probably not a dorm situation.
Oh, apartments.
Well, more like just like it's a neighborhood
people
school.
Send their kids to the
dropped
school.
off.
Yeah, it's a public school or
Gotcha.
Catholic school. I see St. Christopher and I assume Catholic school, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking like northeastern semi-public, semi-private school. You know,
Charter school. Got it. This looks like a gym. That's big enough to be a gym.
that's going to be multiple gyms. Got it.
I didn't see anything that kind of looked like. See, in my head, I come from Arizona, right? The land of the strip mall, and nothing looked strip mall-y to me. Oh, this does a little bit. That could be the gym up there. Is that even
And by the
a
beach?
building?
Oh.
Sure.
Oh, on the coast, right?
I was thinking, like, because like gyms are usually in like those shopping center areas and stuff like that.
Yeah, and to the right you got like a
there you
mini
go.
boardwalk, right? That long one. You could
Yeah,
have like a bunch of bodegas and shops over there.
Yeah, you can run to the gym and yeah. I
There's
like
a coffee shop, right? You go
Yeah.
run down the water side, you stop and get a coffee.
Well, that's what Terry used to do. Not anymore. Way to bring that up.
You got a blush of life, you can do it. You got 8 humanity, have some coffee.
I don't think I can. I think I can only drink wine, is what it said.
You can process wine, but you can't process caffeine.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Do what I do. Throw it up at the
So
end of the
get
day.
a decaf.
I would like to put a 7-Eleven right here.
Well, that's a good one. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
just keep thinking of 24-hour things. Where were the rules for humanity?
Oh god, I'd just go to the index and search it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It was under I remember it being down here somewhere. Here's vampires, truth and lies, hunger.
Oh, this is a college town, so there's got to be like a
Slacking.
cookie/donut shop
There we
somewhere
go,
that runs
humanity.
overnight, right?
And at Donkeys?
Either a Dunkies or like a Voodoo Donuts, or God, there was a college cookie place that does like giant chocolate chip cookies overnight.
I mean, I like Dunkin' Donuts. We could do Dunkies, the 24-hour Dunkies. We should have
A fantasy version.
a Waffle House.
Oh yes, 3 a.m. Waffle House.
Waffle House or a Denny's or something like a diner. We need a diner of
Yeah.
some kind.
Call it
Well,
Layers.
we now have the 915. So there's
Let me see.
your 24-hour convenience store.
Can I have where 22nd Street and what's the street in between Hemlock and Juniper?
What do you want it to be?
Haven't given it a name.
Um,
Just has to be a tree.
Okay, at
Willow?
Humanity
You
9.
picked Willow for something else, didn't you?
did I? I don't know. I like
I
Weeping
think so.
Willows.
I mean, Willow's a great one. At Humanity 9, you can taste, eat, and digest rare or raw meat and many liquids. So you need Humanity 9 for coffee.
Oh, that just boggles my mind.
Yeah.
What about cold brew though?
Cold brew.
I don't Humanity 8, it specifically says Blush of Light allows you to digest and taste wine. Specifically.
Oh, see, you still have to use a blush of life in order to drink wine. If you're
Right.
at 9, then you can do it freely, right?
Correct.
And I think it's the whole like wine is
The
Close enough to
vampire
blood.
drink.
well, yeah. It's also just it's similar-ish in color and not so much texture, but it's the most blood-like of liquids you're likely to find.
It fits the part.
Can I have a bridge on 22nd Street and like it overpasses Willow but kind of under the bridge like right here is a place where there's a lot of ne'er-do-wells hang out, I guess. Vagrants, junkies, stuff like
It's
that.
the underpass. I feel you.
Yeah.
Call
Yeah,
it
we'll
the
say
Underjob.
that section of 22nd Street is elevated, and this whole stream, like basically along 22nd on
There's
either
an
side.
irrigation canal.
I'm thinking back to like where I went to school in Knoxville. That we had these elevated sections of certain streets, and underneath it was just like parking areas and sort of like city utility stuff. And
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. There you go. That's neat.
Like in Batman, how they have the whole underground system of buildings
Yes.
and streets and everything.
Yeah. We have irrigation
Chicago.
here in Arizona.
We could just have it known that underneath 22nd Street is a location.
It is known.
It is known.
Kind of like Van Buren here in Phoenix, It is known.
It is known.
So I know how like food and drink works, but like how does inhaling cigarette smoke? Because Rain still smokes, but it's more so he just enjoys the act.
Let me see. It does.
Does he inhale?
I mean, basically, you would
don't
have
think
to
it
consciously
specifies.
mimic the act of breathing.
Yeah,
And if you want to do it naturally, I'd say you have to blush of life. But since you don't actually breathe. I mean, you could basically smoke whatever you felt like. You wouldn't really get an effect from it.
yeah, it's more so I guess more of a mental thing. It's not necessarily a nicotine addiction, but more
It's an
so just
oral fixation.
Yeah, I got no
Yeah.
problem with you smoking, and as long as like you can just have the cigarette, and like if it's lit, it'll I guess probably stay lit. I never smoked, so I don't really know how long those will stay lit just by themselves.
Just know those things are going to kill you.
he's-
But
he'll
if
smoke
you
red 100, so it'll last about 6 minutes.
but if you aren't actively like concentrating and taking the actions to
Yeah. No,
smoke
it's
the cigarette. It'll just be
so
there.
it's like smoking a cigar. Like you don't actually inhale cigar smoke. You'll get sick. You just kind of
Yeah, you just
puff it
hold it in your mouth.
and
Yeah.
blow it out.
Yeah, that totally works for me.
I don't think there's anything in the rules that stops you from doing it as long as, like Ben's saying, you use Blush of Life.
As long as you look cool while doing it.
I'll
Yeah,
say,
because you
and
can
honestly,
just fake it.
I don't really care if it is in the rules that would
It
prevent
doesn't do
Like,
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you want to use that as something that kind of helps you pass
And it's
as
not
just
like your nicotine addiction is ever going to outweigh your blood addiction. So it's like,
yeah. It's also like it could even help you kind of pass as just a semi junkie, somebody who's like again, because you guys
especially
aren't
because
going to look good if you
especially
unless
because you have a lower humanity too.
Do I look more vampire with the lower humanity?
the
No, it's just harder for you to blush of life.
yeah you
Oh,
you don't look necessarily more vampire except in the sense you look more dead. Like you get to like a humanity 4, you really can't pass as an actual person.
oh wow.
Yeah, at Humanity 4, you suffer a 2 dice penalty on rolls to interact with humans. So the more vampire you look, the more you can only interact with vampires.
Like you've seen Dracula the movie, I assume.
Yes.
He loves it.
So yeah, it's like when they're actually in Dracula's castle and he's like Gary Oldman's all in the whole makeup and everything. It's like he doesn't look like a normal person. Like no
No,
one
he doesn't.
walks in and goes, "Oh yeah, that's just a normal old guy." So that's like the more you go down that path, the more that's the kind of interactions you're going to have.
And the higher up it, the more you can interact with humans. So like at Humanity 10, you don't even have to use Blush of Life to pretend to be human.
Is there a way to get humanity back?
Yeah, by doing good things, I think, right, Ben?
Uh, Getting humanity back is a lot harder than losing it. It
How
can
do
be
That's
you
fair.
done.
get it back? Hold on, I'm gonna try to find the answer to that.
But it sounds like a way for. I'm honestly, I like the humanity I'm at. More or less more human than the others, but I'm not like out there just hoboing everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah.
basically just more of a I'm in it for me person. Like you're not actively murdering people with much regularity.
The basic idea of this is that it is a downward spiral.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I found the
basically,
rule for it.
Oh, here we go. Increasing humanity.
Yep.
You can only increase humanity by selflessly involving themselves in human life and human concerns. Increasing humanity should be a major personal story arc. So basically, because Terry really believes in it, is like kind of one of the only ways to actually do it is to desperately cling to it.
yeah.
It's cool.
Game on, Ben. I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna try
You
the
have
opposite.
to turn away from the kindred society and
Yep.
power.
You
So
don't
you have to try to be human.
Look, Terry is cut out to be like, fuck you, Prince. Like, so
That
Ah,
also means fuck you, everyone else that you're with.
yeah,
that sounds
well,
like a death sentence.
it could be. We don't know. Well, the Anarchs, he doesn't want to be with those guys because he doesn't like the Russians, but like, Terry could start his own faction.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe he replaces the Anarchs.
Maybe.
Could be. Could be fun. Could be fun.
Let's start small for now.
Let's start by owning a gym.
All right.
Get our neighborhood.
All right. But, don't be surprised if Terry, saves humans and shit, is all I'm saying.
Hey, and I'm all for it.
Wouldn't dare.
He would. He would dare.
All right, so I'm going to grab a drink, and I haven't heard Amanda in a little while. Is she still with
I'm
us?
here. I'm settled. I'm munching on food.
Oh,
Munch,
excellent.
munch, munch.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a drink too. Good call.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody
also gonna grab a drink because that sounds
Do- do-
fabulous.
I'm going to as
do the
well.
5-minute prep, and we'll come back and we'll continue from where we left off.
I'm already 3 drinks in. Watch out.
So I'm not sure how I want to progress my relationship with Mr. Howard.
I am playing this in a way that I wouldn't play normal fantasy characters, as someone who wants to constantly overthrow the people above them.
Well, I most definitely want to do that. Just I want to do it in a way where the minute I take over, I'm just replacing that person.
Well,
Which
there you go.
Which I think it's a little too early to start on that. And just I need to get myself more accustomed to the going-ons.
Yeah, I think you have to get involved, figure out how things work, and then try to start bringing your own guys in, and then slowly infiltrating and taking people out as you raise yourself in the ranks.
Yeah,
And then you got your own network of people.
Except for these motherfuckers that we're about to go beat down right now.
Are we killing
Wait.
Jacques Monet tonight?
No. We're going after the guy that was in the Black Cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. I came back because I followed him.
Yeah, we followed him. We know where he lives, and we got to go assert our dominance.
Why don't we just make it a twofer and just beat It's a Bloody Night?
We don't. The
You guys
problem
gotta
is
get back.
we don't want to just fucking. We can't just kill Jacques Monet. We have to shut down his operation. And is it Jacques or Jacques? Because there's a Z on the end, and I don't think there's a Z on the end of Jacques.
Not in the French language.
It's Jacques.
Jacques. Jacques Monet.
Jacques Monet.
Jacques.
It's probably Italian.
It was a good name, guys. Okay.
It is
You
a great name.
He's
Good names,
probably
Brett.
from Boston, and he just took an assumed name because he wanted to sound fancy.
I mean, Alex knows Dr. Gregory Wilson. Let's see.
House.
Is it? I don't know. Ask Ryan. He came up with it.
Wilson is House's best friend, but I don't know.
Is it
Greg is House's name. It's Gregory House.
Ryan, explain yourself.
Oh, totally. Just took two names from House and threw them together.
Oh my god.
You took
Because
House and
Lisa
his best
Cuddy
friend.
is the supervisor.
I haven't watched
I
that.
knew those names sounded familiar.
I haven't watched that show in a decade.
I
So,
was
Long
like, I
ass
need
time.
something doctor-sounding names.
oh my
House,
god.
perfect.
Last time I watched House, it was like airing.
Yeah, no. I remember when Olivia Wilde was on House. That's kind of the last thing about House that I remember.
Yeah,
I
that was like
remember
the
I
that
bought the
man
box
liked
set
pills.
and just had that going on in the background through college.
Uh,
That was my
that's
background
70s shit
noise.
for Evie and I. That's what we had on in our apartment. I do like that Jay knows Detective Seamus the Irish Hammer Dinnigan.
Yeah. That wasn't a drunken name on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Sam knew Danny Solano. And then, Charlie had old Gracie Lou Freebush.
I've taken over that relationship now. I don't think she likes me.
With names. The whole entire campaign is just names, and I'm just like,
This is really bad for Amanda.
Jennifer Sweeney is the name you were looking for earlier, Amanda.
I remember Jennifer. I remembered.
You got it.
I got a name. She's like the least important person, and I will remember her name till the day I die. But this is fine.
Yeah, and Terry has a date with Sasha later.
Oh yeah, you got a boo boo. Look at you.
Yeah, well, she's a freak.
All right, so Amanda, why don't you walk us through all the characters we met last time?
That's me.
Well,
But fine.
Well,
you see, there were a lot of them. And I remember what we did with them. And I could probably tell you what they look like. I could not tell you their names. I remember Jennifer, though. Okay, I remember Jennifer.
there
What's
was
the with Jennifer's eyes?
there was Sasha, and then I do not remember what the third girl's name was.
Brittany.
Brittany?
Brittany.
Okay.
Because she's the one that Alex fixated on.
Oh, okay. But then there was so who's the fourth girl? Who's the other girl that Terry was dancing with? I don't think I wrote her name down.
I don't think you got her name.
No, I had to make them up. They were names I made up.
Because I had to pick.
Oh, I've got two of the three then.
I had to choose between two names.
I just want to be clear. I haven't been writing any of these down. So I made it very clear. I need you guys to take good notes.
Let's make it up now. Stacy?
Trying.
Stacy? Does that sound like a good name?
Sure. Yeah, because there was the really fit girl, and then there was the other girl that was like the smart
That
one.
was Tasha.
You know what I'm going to have to do?
That was Sasha was the fit one, and then who was the smart
Brittany
one?
was the fit one. Sasha was the smart one.
I thought Brittany was the girl Alex saved.
Brittany is the girl Alex saved. That was the fit one.
But that's not who Terry went home
Oh,
with
God.
Sasha. Who was the fit one, because we were talking about the blood types.
Yeah, Brittany was the choleric residence, which is like strong and healthy athletes and young men and women in their prime, gym rats.
Right. And then there was also the because there was 4 of them, right, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a group of 3. There were
was
3
3
of them
plus
there, one of which
the one that Alex saved.
there were 3 of them. Alex went and got the third one. The other 2 came with you over to the table. One of those was Jennifer, who's the one you wanted to talk to in the first place.
Yes.
So it was Jennifer and her 2 friends.
I always pictured it that there were 4 people.
So Jennifer, Brittany, and Sasha, but one of them split off to go with creepy dude down the hallway.
That was Brittany.
Terry was dancing with 2 girls. I was talking to Jennifer, and Brittany was talking with Alex.
That's what I thought. I thought there was 4 of them.
And
Maybe
was
one of them
talking-
was just in the club, not.
I think because Brittany then rejoined the people at the table.
But Terry
And so
wasn't
you went-
dancing with Brittany.
No, you may be right. There may have been a 4th one. We just never gave them a name.
I think so.
Oh, that was her.
But you gave her the blood type because we talked about it. I got to choose between
I
the
found out
2
they're all going to be Bratz dolls from here on out.
So the lesson here is someone has to take notes.
I believe her name was Stephanie.
It is now.
You know, Lucas has a VOD. We could always go check that.
Ironically enough, the admin at my job's name is Stephanie, and she takes notes. So I like that he asked someone to take notes, and you said Stephanie. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Stephanie will take notes.
Well, I mean, yes, Nick, it should be on the VOD, but I also think that we all thought of the same 3 names because multiple people actually took notes on the names. And the fact that all of us missed a 4th name means that there wasn't a 4th name.
I thought there was only.
I think there was 3, but I think
There was always 4
were-
because Amanda's right. Terry was dancing with 2 girls.
right. But I think narratively, one of those girls kept skipping around because Ben was only keeping track of 3 of them.
No, Terry had his arm around 2 girls like the whole time, and then Blake was talking to Jennifer, and then Alex went and saved Brittany.
And then at the very end of it, he had to decide which one he was going to go after, and it was Sasha or the other girl, and it ended up somehow Sasha ended up winning.
Yeah, because Brittany was already
Are we counting the reporter as one of the girls?
Yes.
no.
Oh, there's the discrepancy right now. So
Yeah,
I remember the
Terry was
reporter with
dancing
her
2
3
girls.
friends.
Because Terry was dancing with 2 girls while Jennifer was talking to Blake.
I remember the reporter and her 3 friends. Terry had 2 of them. One went in the corner with Alex. Me and Jay came up on Alex as he was fucking this dude up who fled. I proceeded to talk to Diamond Jamie while Alex followed him, or while Jay followed him, and Alex took the girl, which I thought was Brittany, back to the stand where Blake,
I mean, Amanda and I
Terry,
remember
and the 2
that-
girls.
that- Everything Jeremy just said sounds correct. I just don't think
remember-
we.
It was Brittany.
So
I mean, Amanda
My notes
and
are
I
fucked
do
then.
remember it the same way.
okay, but so we were talking. I was talking to Jennifer, and Terry went to go dance with 2 girls on, and he had one on each arm because he was talking about how big of a baller he was being. And at that time, Brittany and Alex were still doing their thing, but I was talking to Jennifer, and he distracted both the women for me, so I could specifically just talk to her.
This is correct.
Yeah, again, I agree with everything you just said.
So, wow, this is the longest time we've talked about how many women were.
Well,
Yep,
the
my
root of
notes
the
are
problem
completely
is we
different than
can't remember
everyone
the
else's.
4th person's name.
I gave her a name. Her name is Stephanie.
I don't believe in Stephanie.
It is now.
She's not real.
Well, it's a
It's
reporter.
Terry's imaginary friend.
It should be April, right? April O'Neil.
No. The reporter's Jennifer.
Jennifer Sweeney. She's a reporter for the Moon.
She has a name.
Anyway, so we had the time at the club, the conversations with Jennifer. You confirmed as best as you've been able what you knew about Monica. You traced a I don't know what the best term, a rogue vampire back to a hideout back in your neighborhood. You gained some information about the goings on with the Russians in the general vicinity, and you sort of got the well, more or less directed towards, if you want to know more about what was going on here, you're going to have to figure out what happened to Victor. I believe we left off with you guys waking up, or
Needing to go to bed, pretty
yeah,
much.
needing to go to bed because it was getting near
The sun
dawn.
was coming up. Yeah.
And what would you guys like to do as you wake up in the morning? Other than make your rouse check.
Feel like P. Diddy. I'm not apologizing.
I want to brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Because when we leave for the night, there ain't no coming back.
Don't stop! I got you, Jeremy.
I think that's going to be another rouse check.
Well, I was successful.
Oh boy.
That's advantage? Yes.
Yep.
Next
Okay.
up.
Amanda, you get to roll twice for rouse checks.
I was gonna ask that. Okay, I was like, I thought that was a thing.
There you go. Look at us go.
Woo!
Make sure you reduce your hunger down because it automatically took one away.
You might need to unlock your dots.
Yeah, when you fail one, it puts it on there.
Done.
But was
Cool.
I muted? Was I muted when I said that probably the easiest way to do this is just roll 2d10s?
Oh, instead of
you
having it
were-
auto calc it.
You were,
Yeah.
but you also told us that last time.
I like the
I like making the
imagery.
rouse check. Yeah.
yeah, I like the imagery in the chat bar. It's
It's
fun.
fun
Alright.
to use the special dice.
And you work so hard on these
I'm gonna start rolling
on these
d10s.
sheets.
Well, yeah, and don't you have to pay for Roll20 to be able to use these?
No,
Actually,
these
this
are
is
free
free.
sheets.
Oh, really? Cool. Fantasy flight, motherfuckers.
Oh, did you pay for the D20 ones or the?
No,
fucking-
but you have to.
Yeah, if you want the conversions. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so
Everyone was successful in their rouse check.
do we want to go scout out the. We could do this in character.
I'm not to be that guy, but I have some important business I got to take care of. We could split, but I got to go see Mr. Howard.
Oh yeah, you still got that bag of money. Do you want to do that first, and then we can go rough up that guy?
Yeah, I can show you. I can introduce you to McNally's.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel comfortable you walking around alone with that much money, so I'll come with you.
All right. Anybody else want to come? Are we all going?
I can drive you.
You got to teach me how to drive one day.
Maybe the next vehicle we find. Then you can drive the Suburban.
You could take him to a parking lot, man. Terry will like look down at you and be like, "I'll teach you."
You should teach him to drive stick.
Oh! I have a game for that.
I want to learn how to drive through video games.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm not gonna lie though,
But you
when I
were
actually,
so great at Mario Kart when you kept steering into the wall again and again.
it's just the controller I had was broken.
Right. And then when we swapped it out.
That one was broken too.
Right.
Jay's over in the corner with like magnifying glasses and a soldering gun, trying to fix that shit.
It was never broken.
Yes, it was broken, Rain.
Oh, we
Fucking
fixed it.
broken
though.
half
No
N64
more excuses.
controller.
All right, let's take this money to a drug lord who works for the Russians.
All right.
Huzzah!
I'm going to go make sure that our friend from the club is not left his abode.
That's a good idea. Scout them out.
What about
Figure
you,
out
Blake?
how many of them live there too.
That's the plan.
Blake? Amanda?
I'm sorry, I'm here.
You're okay.
What are you doing?
So you guys are going to do a drug deal?
Wow, there's a delay on that.
Yeah, that was.
That doesn't really sound like my kind of scene, but
On the side note,
getting in trouble.
Jay is going to scout out the place with the sketchy vampire dude,
I want to do that.
aptly known as Punk Ass Bitch.
I'm gonna go after punk ass bitch with Jay. That seems more my style than a drug deal thing.
We're going to follow up on PAP.
I love acronyms.
I see what you did there.
I figure that's a J thing to do. Make acronyms out of everything.
Yeah, I'll go with Jay just to make sure this thing is taken care of the right way.
You guys gonna take your Mustang?
I'm gonna take my Mustang.
It's just 5 blocks away. I think we're going to walk it.
Yeah, we'll probably walk. I'm not taking the Mustang to that.
Oh, that's a good question. We have a deli. Where do you park the Mustang?
Do we have like an alley behind the deli?
Absolutely.
Get on an alleyway. That's gross.
Well, that's
Alleys
where the
are awesome.
Suburban's at.
Okay,
Shut up,
but
Amanda.
is there like some sort of weird like fancy hotel around the corner where I just park it in valet and then
You
walk?
You could add a parking garage across the street.
Yeah. Parking garage. I have
Maybe
a
this-
VIP parking spot.
Maybe there's like a small loading dock that you could park in.
Classier than an alley, okay? Parking garage or 2 blocks down is a fancy ass hotel, and I just use their valet.
Alleys are classy. That's where Batman's parents died. And they're classy people, so.
It's true.
Parking garage. I'm falling in love with this little map.
That's a perfect parking garage.
Thought so. I was like, that looks like a parking garage to me.
Odd choice they picked pink for the outside, but hey.
It really draws the eye.
It's they got a big sign. It's actually it's hard to see from above like this, but it's a car shape.
Yeah, it's got
That's
it's
cool.
got a Splatoon like banner behind it.
Yeah.
Like an advertisement behind the park.
Yeah, it's a big billboard. It's kind of shaped like a car, but right now it's it's for a paint shop. So
Paint shop is what they call the nightclub underneath it.
Paint chip
10,
parking garage.
11,
I mean, granted, it's
12,
not like it is known over here.
14. So this is 15th. North and south of Cicero is 15th. And can we make this Holly? So this is Jacques Monet's place of business. Because I wrote down addresses in my notes.
That helps when you made them up, Jeremy.
Are they? No, because they're
Yes, you have been putting streets and trees
I put
and
these-
numbers to these people.
That's a good
okay,
thing.
well, that works.
No, I'm not.
This is
It's
Holly.
good.
Holly at 15th right here.
So I can
There's
get-
also, it would normally work out from 9th Street, but there's a 15th Street, and then this is 15th Avenue. I think I counted that out last time. So there's just the only, like 15th Road or Circle. Not Circle. It can't be a court either.
No, one of
Place.
if you've got a like
Place.
if you're missing a number, one of them's Main Street in the middle of the numbers.
Ooh, we can make this road Main.
Yeah. So if you got an odd one, just make it Main Street
Boom.
because cities
Oh,
like to fuck with that thing.
That means what is the purple one right here?
That's the medical.
That's the hospital.
Okay, that works because the hospital's on Willow and Main. And then
This
the
is,
one.
this is so much fun. Why are we playing
It never
vampires?
ceases to amaze. Yeah, it never ceases to amaze. We spend more time coming up with like street names and where stuff is, and I mean, I'm totally cool with it.
This is Sims, the TPRPG.
SimCity.
We're playing
I-
SimCity.
I love SimCity, especially at the end when you can unleash. Because I played on Super Nintendo and you can unleash Bowser on there as a natural
Nice.
disaster. And this one's 15th, and this is Rajak. Ooh, I burped and it went up my nose. That hurt.
That made the French sound even more authentic.
That's his code name. Jacques.
Oh, he has-
I burped and it went up my nose, Monet.
I think he has 2 places of businesses, and one on Magnolia and 10th.
I think Magnolia and 10th was Fox's
Okay,
property.
let's put 10th or Magnolia up here, and this is Fox's property.
Ben, we need a bigger map.
What? No, this is perfect. I just want to.
No,
I
you
want
just
We
have,
got more stuff to put in here.
you just have to imagine the city blocks is bigger. Like these.
That's true.
This is a very. There's a lot more on these blocks than we're currently placing.
No. I imagine them as miles. Between like Main and 22nd is a mile. So like our block is 4 miles wide by like 4. It's a 4x4 mile area, which is pretty good size.
Park.
Yeah, no, it's a big fucking park. It's a big city.
Which ones you want to be Magnolia?
Yeah, that one's fine. And then this is 10th, so this is Fox's property.
Okay. So, are we going to McNally's first?
We're
Or-
splitting.
Let's do
Right,
the
but-
drugs first.
Okay.
I want to roll for it.
All right.
I'll
for
roll
it.
you for it, Jeremy.
All right.
It's a roll off.
D10.
Of course. Everything's a D10.
Yeah!
All right, Jay, who's going first?
Drugs.
Drugs.
That's far more important than this guy we found at the club. So let's get the important thing out of the way.
Everybody load up.
This gives me a
I
chance to get
believe
another
you
drink.
mean mount up.
I'm gonna hop on the
Autobots,
passenger side
roll
and
out.
pay attention to how Jay operates the vehicle. Or not Jay, Alex. Sorry.
All right, Rain, where are we headed?
We're heading south, a couple blocks past Juniper. Then we're gonna take a left on Oak. Love this so much. This is Oak Avenue down here. And then crap, I gotta do math 1 sec. So that's 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th.
You guys
It's
know
on,
what we're gonna do tonight?
it's on 20th and Oak.
What are we going to do tonight?
We're gonna regulate.
Do, 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 do.
Regulate.
Point
All right, so you guys
Alex along the way.
don't run into much traffic. It's, it's after sunset, obviously, but it's still fairly early in the night, and there's still people out and about, but the traffic is already lightened up. It's not rush hour, and this part of the city it's got a somewhat active nightlife, but it's not just crazy. So
Harry puts on the '90s hip hop station. That's why Regulators is playing.
I like this song.
Well, the place isn't nearly as verminous as I would have anticipated.
What did you just say?
Verminous, full of vermin, cockroaches, rats, and such.
Don't you know that the mob owns pest control?
Mr. Howard is a very businesslike man. He wouldn't set up somewhere decrepit. And as I say that, I'm gonna like look at my hands as they're kind of like deady and use my blush of life. That's a rouse check. Pull up my character sheet. I have advantage on all rouse checks, right?
yes.
All right.
I guess I'm going in with you, so I will do the same. We Gucci.
All right, so you go into the bar, and there's a smattering of people there. Again, this is not exactly a night spot, but there's people who like to come here, hang out. It's a nice, it's a well-run pub. But you know that the office in the back is where you're headed.
Harry, what's your last name? Is it Cruz?
With a Z, though.
I mean,
No E. Gotta be slightly different.
Alex, are you coming in with us?
Oh, it's Terry Ruse.
I suppose I can dip in for a spell. I'll follow you in. Let me just find somewhere to park first.
I'll wait at the door for you. It'll be like having muscle. Looking at Terry, who's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Who's trying to remember his last name.
His last name will be Diggs.
Ooh,
Terry
I like that.
Diggs.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Diggle. Nice.
And McNally's has a parking lot. It's mostly full, but if you want to park there, there are spots.
Yeah.
Alex, sorry, what's your last name?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you when I walk in.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not that formal, Jeremy.
Make me have to create a last name for a character? Who do you think you are?
Just a heads up, I'm gonna ask all of you for your last names because, like, when I do the professional stuff, I prefer to people and their last names, like
Oh,
Mr. Howard.
You're gonna get me going down a path. Don't start, Jeremy. I have issues.
You're not there right now.
I know, but now it's coming.
I'm asking Terry and Alex on our way there.
I mean, it is ludicrous to expect people to have a last name for a character they've played like 8 times.
In all fairness, my last name, I didn't even name my last name. I gave my dad a last name, and I'm like, oh shit, I guess I have his same last name.
Yep.
So Alex is fairly quickly able to find a parking spot, whether it's, like around the corner, whether it's in the lot there at the pub. And he comes walking up to you, and he says,
Alex Veluti.
Oh. Terry says his street name is 7.
Can I call you Mr. Seven?
No.
I'm just asking.
How about Dr. Seven?
Hey, now.
Just 7.
All right, I'm good to go to the bar. I'm sorry, guys.
7 down.
all right, so you guys are at the pub.
Is it the same bartender as last time?
Yep, sure is.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to the bar and. Good evening. I'm here to see Mr. Howard.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, go on back.
Thank you. My associates will be accompanying me as well.
Well, I mean, they're welcome to go back with you, but Mr. Howard will decide who comes in and who doesn't.
All right. Then I'm gonna head towards the back and motion for Alex and Terry to follow me.
Keep a comfortable pace behind him. Within
So
arm's
you-
reach.
You head back there, and you pull up to basically the office door, and you see one of the guys that went out there to the docks with you is standing outside the door. He kind of nods at you.
I nod back. Did they see some surprise by my sudden glam up per se? Because last time they saw me, I was dressed like a
You're
homeless
welcome.
dude. Thank you.
He's looking at you.
I mean, if we were coming here, Terry put on street clothes. He's not wearing his fancy getup here.
Yeah, but for Rain, wearing stuff that doesn't look like it's been drugged through the sewers a few times is...
That's true.
He was still wearing prison garb when he came and saw him the first time.
So yeah, he's the guy's, he doesn't seem like surprised exactly. I mean, you're just wearing a different outfit. He's only really met you once, so.
I like to think I look like different people.
But he shaved.
I did
I mean,
shave.
you definitely look different, but
That's right.
Anyway, so he
Bye.
he nods at you, kind of makes a meaningful glance at the two people with you.
They're my business associates. They helped me secure the package as I hold up the bag and pat the side of it.
All right, well, you can go on in. Mr. Howard was expecting you. Your friends can stay out here.
I'll look back and nod at the other two.
Give Howie our best.
Now I'm gonna head into the office.
Oh, Rain, there you are.
Good evening, Mr. Howard.
Good evening. I thought I might see you last night, but it's good to see you today.
I got caught up with certain affairs, but I'm here, and I have...
Well, no trouble, I expect.
Oh, no. Nothing you need to concern yourself with.
Well, I mean, I'm obviously concerned somewhat. You doing an important job for me.
Just chasing homeless vagrants off my, property.
Ah, yes, that can be troublesome at times. Those without housing can sometimes interfere where they are not needed.
I'm looking to, invest in a local business as a front. As I set down the package, wondering if you would, be interested in investing. I would also work for you as well at a discount for your investment.
You certainly seem to be much more, I guess, confident in what you can do. I mean, when you came to me just a few days ago, you seemed to need work and without any money. Now you're talking about investing in a business. Did you suddenly come into funds?
Just the payment from you.
Ah, I see. Well, and I assume you've handed the package over at this point.
Yes, I've set it down on his desk in front of him.
Okay. John, the bodyguard, comes over and takes the package and begins just looking through it, and he's kind of doing that as you're having this conversation. And Mr. Travis says, "Well, personally, Rain, I view the opportunities I've given you as an investment in you. I'm not sure I'm prepared to invest any additional funds at this time, but it does seem that you've done as I asked, taken care of it quietly and professionally, and those abilities are of value." And about that point, John has made a quick review of the contents of the bag and just kind of gives a nod. And
Oh, thank God. I got nervous there for a minute that someone had messaged you like, hey man, I'm gonna steal money out of that bag. So I'm like having a mild panic attack right now because I never asked you if I checked on the money.
I mean, it's a good idea, and I won't say I will
Ben,
never
I
do
meant to
that.
whisper you something.
Yeah, now that.
Oh, sorry. I have a high point in larceny.
But
I
Mr.
I took payment for the N64 controllers you broke, you asshole.
Mr. Howard, after John gives him the nod, says, "Again, you seem to have done well. John was complimentary of your behavior at the docks, and you have secured the payment for the deliveries that you made. No muss, no fuss. I've heard no word about any disruptions or anything else going on. So, again, I appreciate you being steady on this one." And he opens up a drawer in his desk and pulls out a different envelope, not the ones that you provided to him. And he passes across the table. Just a blank white envelope.
Grab it,
He
put it
says,
inside my jacket pocket.
and I do look forward to continuing to do business with you. And should you develop your investment and your business opportunity a little further, then perhaps we can talk again. But for now, I'll stay in contact. And next time I have an opportunity that I think you'd be the right fit for, I'll reach out.
Sounds good, Mr. Howard. Can I ask you a question, though?
Of course.
Who are we buying the glitter from?
I mean, you met some of them. They, our contacts, our friends, supply us with imported goods. This comes from out of country, you see. But, they're just the entrepreneurial individuals who have access to the industrial docks over there in Gimbat. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement.
You said the Ginbatten docks?
Yes. Surely you don't expect me to tell you a specific name of someone that I do business with. That wouldn't be very professional of me.
Oh no, Mr. Howard. I'm sure you're aware information is power, and I'm grasping at straws right now.
Well, I understand, and I'm well aware of the value of information and knowledge. And right now, I believe you have the knowledge you need of what opportunities I can provide to you and the services you can render for me. So, I thank you, and again, I'll let you know next time I see the opportunity where I need your services. But do come around.
Yes,
Come
Mr.
by,
Howard.
have a drink.
Have a good evening.
You too, son.
Head out of the office. Walk past Terry and Alex and nod for them to like, deal's done. And head out of the bar.
Alrighty.
Oh, as I'm like walking out of the bar door, I want to open the envelope and cause the amount totaled was $2,250. Is that how much is there? Or is it more or less?
At a quick glance, it looks to be roughly the agreed upon amount, but without actually stopping to count it, you can't tell specifically.
As
But
much as like if there was a tip, maybe.
and again, maybe there is, but as you just glance into the envelope, what you see is just a lot of bills, and
Alright.
you don't have enough experience to take a quick glance and be like, oh, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah, weighing bills. Like, this stack weighs about that much.
If only there was someone who's good at counting a lot of bills in a short amount of time.
Oh, no, you didn't bring them with you.
Yeah,
I
it'd be a
tried.
shame if you. It'd be a shame if you didn't have anyone who had experience with money around.
Yeah. We're just gonna go on the other side of town.
Yeah, okay. Look, guys, I don't do the drug deal stuff. That's too low. It's way below me. I'm fancier than that, classier than that.
When we get back in the car, Terry's gonna ask Rain, so this whole operation's human, right?
On our side, yes. The people I met on the docks, one of them Uh, one of them was like us. One of the
Well, that's
Russians.
okay. So, well,
John met Sonia at the docks. They
so
talked about Ivan, and I know Ivan is a vampire. That's
I'm
as
just
much as my notes have given me.
if this guy starts getting stingy with giving you jobs, we could always just rob his people.
I know. I don't. I want to rob his people. I want to take his people. I
No,
just need
but
to.
if we need some money to get things started, we could always just rob him. Like we don't have to rob him. We just rob the people bringing him the money. Then his
Oh,
operation dries up, and you could take over.
oh. Speaking. That's. I was thinking along those lines. Apparently, the drugs come in from out of country, and they come in at the Genbeton docks because they're under the control of the Russians.
That
Am
makes
I
sense.
correct in that, storyteller?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. The Russians are the ones importing the drugs.
We got some cash. I'm
I
gonna.
suppose Howie mentioned where specifically,
Well, the Genbaton docks.
but not like which warehouse.
No, we'd have to. We need more information first.
Why would he even know that?
Who?
You're a
Mister?
human guy. Like, why would he even know that?
Because he's a drug lord and information pays.
I'm just saying, but like
No,
that's what I
like
mean. Like, why would
no, no, no.
he
If
know where another drug lord's place is?
I'm pretty sure he pays a lot of people for that information.
Maybe.
No, like if there's a rival that you're working with to make money, you know about his business. You know what I mean?
I
Like
don't know if the humans know everything.
no, 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 no. The humans don't know. I don't think the humans know anything about the
I'm talking in
kindred.
character, Jeremy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You use the same voice, Nick.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. Well,
You got to speak in the third person when you're talking to Jeremy.
Okay, sorry. No, I think he's just people, but I do think there's vampires. The fuck, what are they called? The
Can
anarchist,
oh
Kindred?
yeah,
right? The
yeah
anarchist.
the anarchs.
I think we're just delivering their drugs right now. The anarchs are bringing in the glitter.
I think we knew that.
We did know that,
Yeah.
but we didn't know that they own the Ginbaton docks, and
No,
it's under the control of the Russians.
no, we knew that. We knew
Yeah, but
that Gen Baton was under the control of
oh,
the Anarchs.
we didn't know that they were coming out of country.
That we didn't. That's news. Kind of.
It was inferred.
We suspected the Russians.
We always suspect the Russians.
We confirmed it.
Either way, we got money for the gang. I'm gonna reach out, pull the envelope out of my jacket pocket, and show the guys.
And as you pull,
What kind of a check is it to weigh money in your hand?
at this point, I would say this conversation was primarily happening as you got to and into the car.
Yeah. This was in the car as we were
Yeah.
driving.
When the
Yeah.
doors are closed.
For
So,
sure.
taking more than just a glance, you can see that what's in the envelope is actually $2,500.
Hey.
Hey, tip.
Not too shabby, Rain.
All right, now let's go to shake down some vampires.
Let's go break some ass. As I punch my hand.
Let's go knock some slobs around.
Slobbing knocking.
Lob knocking, ass breaking. There's all kinds of stuff going on tonight.
And
Goddamn
two
right.
fabulous looking people are walking down the street.
Kicking gum
Another
and chewing
kind of
ass.
fist bumping.
So, flashing over to the bodega as the Suburban drives away. what are Blake and Jay doing?
Okay. So I guess we gotta figure out where this guy went so we can take care of him. We don't want him coming back.
You know where you hold up. It's the
Oh, yeah.
blue dot over
Yeah.
here.
I know. Just talking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. He was about 5 blocks away, and last I saw, he was bleeding pretty bad, and he crashed inside a, 2 or 3 story, like a abandoned apartment building.
Was there anyone else there with him?
From what I could tell, he was by himself. He was kind of muttering to himself. He could have been talking to someone else, but I think he was by himself.
Remind me if I'm wrong, DM, but there's something that happens shortly after or while eating. Is it like a super strength thing, or
No,
is it the opposite? Like, I remember you saying something like while they're eating, something happens.
well, it depends if you're talking about like for a human or for the vampire.
Well, when the vampire's eating, I vaguely remember you mentioning something about, like, right after they eat, are they more vulnerable or are their abilities enhanced?
Well, they're
There
less
is-
likely to be bestial, right? They're more likely to be in control of their powers.
It can go a number of ways. There's no like hard and fast rule that
It
I'm
just depends on who
recalling
they are.
right now.
Okay.
It's like obviously your hunger is going to go down, but if you've been driven to feed by the beast, you can still be quite bestial and everything while feeding.
Okay.
Uh,
I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to walk into something where he's like supercharged because he just fed.
No, but you do know that like you don't exactly spend blood to to use your powers directly. It's not like, oh well, I've got 5 blood points, so I can do X. But
Unless you have spellcraft.
right, but if you have been feeding regularly, you can use your abilities without particular fear of like turning the beast loose due to hunger. So a well-fed vampire is going to be more dangerous than a poorly fed vampire
Yeah.
in a general sense, but the poorly fed vampire may be more desperate. So
He's
Okay.
also very wounded, so yes, treat him as a cornered animal.
Don't worry. I've been around this a time or two. But you said he was alone. That'll be a lot easier, and he's already in an abandoned building, so we don't have to worry too much about what's going to happen to him. I'll follow you then.
Yeah, I'll show the way. Jay puts on a black Armani dress shirt and black vest with, instead of his normal white mask, he puts on a carbon fiber mask and then streaks his hair back. All
Yeah.
right, I am ready to go.
I'm not wearing my white outfit anymore. It's probably just back to my, not the same one obviously, but like black turtleneck, black pants, belt, like
or your typical look.
my typical look. Yeah, not fancy ready to party. Less obvious, still fashionable. Definitely heels though. Always heels.
Jay slips on his shiny black leather gloves, and he straightens his shoulders, and he's more ready. I do believe it's time for us to go. Yes,
Personally,
he has
now
a
I have
Sailor
this
Moon
image.
transformation.
I have this image of Blake, like how spiky her heels are is an indication of how fancy she's dressed and how angry she is.
How much combat she's preparing for.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm picturing like Bayonetta, like straight up.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how spiky are your shoes right now? No, that was a question. I'm curious. How spiky are they?
Stand by.
Jesse,
Standing
you're throwing
by.
a picture now.
I'm googling to find the
So
Hold on.
Jay looks very similar to the front man from Squid Games at the moment. If
Search
anybody's
something.
seen that show.
I've heard a lot about it, but
It's really good. So the front man wears a pure black, like flat black mask that's geometric shape, so you can't see his face, and then he wears a very nicely tailored, like dark gray suit with like a long coat and slacks, and basically he's like a very well dressed businessman with a black geometric mask.
okay, cool. So you guys making your way across town, or what? Not across town. Down the blocks, and again, as you're spending more time in this neighborhood, you keep finding that the certain areas are pretty well run down. Uh, there's kind of like pockets of like a half of a block may be, kind of semi-abandoned, and then the next block over is still like a nicer neighborhood. I mean, not high end by any stretch, but just still well maintained. Like the people who are living there clearly appreciate their block and what they're doing. There's still that sense of community. But there's a lot of areas that don't seem to still hold that. And there's, some like corner drugstores, like you go by, there's your typical CVS across the street from the Walgreens. And oh wow, she's pissed.
Very appropriate.
So yeah. But as you get to the place you're going, you've gone past one block that's more abandoned than not, and the block where you're actually your destination is in pretty similar condition. So like this set of buildings and this subset of the neighborhood up here on this end of the park has seen much better days. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you're approaching?
As we're getting closer to the target location, I'm going to activate my my heightened senses, and I'm going to see if I can hear specifically the guy that we're following, looking for his voice, or someone that might be talking in a or referencing the kindred in any way, kind of a secret society under the normal conversations that are happening at night.
Okay. You can make me some sort of check for that.
Yeah, so I get +2 to a perception check, which I guess is any check that I make. I'm gonna say, wits and investigation. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I can see that being an applicable test for what you're trying to do.
Six of 2.
All right, you feel like you're picking up on all the various noises and things that are going on. Again, this is a pretty rundown part of your territory. There's not a lot of people that seem to be around. You actually are noticing a fair bit of like scurrying of like rats and things. There's definitely like some feral cats that have set up in this part of the area. So far, it's seeming pretty typical of like a city nightscape for the kind of area you're in. As you get closer to the building itself, you see like there's that sort of gap in the fence where, like because of your heightened senses, you notice that there's a path that's been used frequently to get into and out of this portion of these buildings. And you do start to hear a little bit. It's a little too distant to make anything out clearly. But there are sounds coming from inside the building. This sort of rundown, almost warehouse looking thing. And you can't tell whether it's the same person, whether it's one person, multiple people. You'd have to get closer. And
Gotcha.
But you're not picking up anything else going on in this area.
All right. The mask will turn to Blake and point out the location of the entryway into the facility. Blake, I do believe that is their hidden entrance. I think that might be the safest way in. They wouldn't be guarding their secret entrance.
This place is a dump. Can we get this over with?
Yes, I want this done as quickly as you do. Follow me. Bishop is going to sneak in and follow the same path that they take to get into the building and see if he can traverse the path that is most traveled by them. So if they have any early warning signs, he's looking for those, but he's trying to follow their particular path into the building.
All right. And I will say that when Blake makes the comment about how this place is kind of disgusting and, she doesn't like really even want to be here, just wants to get it over with, you get a distinct sense that she's more uncomfortable in this setting than makes sense. Like, it's clearly agitating her to be doing this.
He'll stop. He's got a high, I guess, insight. He'll stop. Do you want to stay outside so that you don't get your shoes dirty?
You think outside's going to be any cleaner than it's going to be inside?
You could always go back home if you don't want to proceed.
It's not that I don't want to. I just wish people weren't as classless as this entire area seems to be.
Well, if you want that to happen, then you need to help me so we can elevate everywhere around us.
Well, yeah, but we have to start with this, and I can't not start with this. So obviously, we're going to have to go inside this terrible, crippling building. It's fine. It's fine. It's just, if I close my eyes, then I don't see it. It's a little bit better.
That will work. And I tell you what, we can steal or commandeer a dry cleaner later and get all that filth out of our clothes.
We may as well just burn them.
That's not a bad idea as well. But we have other things at hand to accomplish.
About that time, you do hear something. You hear a vehicle approaching.
Bishop is going to pull Blake and try to dodge out of the way and see the vehicle. Try to hide ourselves away.
And you can totally do that. I will say that you, because of your heightened senses, because of the alertness, you're you're experiencing right now, you're keyed up for this, so you're able to, without having to make a roll, get yourself concealed. And what you see, and again, it's a little unusual because as you've been walking over here, you've seen some vehicles, but like this block, and particularly this part of this block, you haven't really seen anybody driving through. It's like basically people are going up and down Hemlock Avenue, but not, up and down. Let's see, I think that'd be like 14th or like 15th, 16th, whatever it is. What you wouldn't necessarily see many people turning that way. And you see a black Suburban turn and slowly make its way sort of past this building. And it stops and pulls into a couple of parking spots that are at the storefront of a closed up insurance sales office.
Just for clarification, what color is our Suburban? Is it white?
Black.
Oh, we have a black one. Okay. Jay is really attentive to numbers. Did he catch a plate?
You did.
Is it our plate?
Well, you tell me what the numbers of your plate are, and I'll tell you if it's the same one.
Oh God, Ben. All right. I'm gonna say
303 GMY.
It is, in fact, 303 GMY.
Damn it. I need to remind Alex that he needs to update the registration on the Suburban. Otherwise, we're going to get fined. All right. I think that might be Alex and the others.
And stepping out of the vehicle are Alex and Terry, and a moment later, Rain.
At least there's something looking good around here.
Rain's
She
gonna.
says as Rain steps out.
But you don't like the way... I thought this
Rain's
was very
gonna-
designer.
Step out, take off his jacket, set it on the seat, roll up his sleeves, and as his sleeves roll up, I'm going to use. Why do I close my character sheet? I just
Double
ruined
click the
myself.
top and leave it at the top.
You can make it go like invisible if you double click it.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
can
click the
minimize
header.
it.
Double click the header and it'll make a little widget thing at the top.
Going to
Minimize.
turn my hands into feral weapons as claws start spreading from my nails, and I need to make a rouse check. As after I undo the buttons and roll them up,
Yeah.
set my hands down, and I'm ready to fight. I am so excited for a fight. It's been a minute since I fought. Now I get to fight someone. Rain
Yeah.
likes fighting.
What's the situation?
I was like, you guys, at this point, unless like Bishop and Blake step out, you've just parked. You know they were supposed to be coming this way, but you haven't actually seen them yet.
So should we split up and just start looking around for them, or how does this part work?
Yeah, so Bishop will tell Blake that that's our car that showed up. Do you want to go and tell them that we're here? Or do you want to wait for them to come in?
I don't see why we would wait.
Well, if you went to them, you could stay out of the muck and let them handle the dirty business.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree very much so. I don't see a point in waiting. We may as well just go let them know we're here and we can just get this done faster.
Why don't you go and let them know the situation that we're in?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do what I do best. And disappear.
She's going to like look at you for a second and then she's going to kind of look around and like the mess and the disgust and she's going to be like, okay, whatever. She's going to walk away. She's going to walk up to Terry and Alex and Rain.
Jay is going to bolt to the like fire escape. He's going to try and find an alternate route into the building.
Okay. I'll say that again. This is a pretty rundown, like warehouse sort of office thing. You know, it's clearly been used as like a, I won't say a drug den or anything like that, but it's people have been in and out of this place a few times and have probably made, you know, small little
A lot of squatters and things
living
of that nature.
spaces. Yeah. So you see a couple of other places you're pretty confident you could get in.
Yeah. I'll vampire my way. I'm superhuman. I'll vampire my way up to a better vantage point that's got a good view on the proposed building.
Okay. You can make me one more check to see how stealthily you manage that.
I can do that.
Assuming you're trying to be stealthy about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that would be, I guess, a dex stealth. That seems to make sense.
That would seem pretty natural.
And perception does not add anything to stealth. Success?
It's a success. I'll say that with that one on your hunger die, though, you are getting a little excited about the prospect of some violence. Like
he exuded a little control over Blake, who's supposed to be more senior than him, and he does get excited by that.
All right, so my other three bruisers. Your companion, your guide, your mentor, your morning star has just walked over to you.
Peace, God.
Aw.
Can I have multiple disciplines up at the same time? Because I have feral weapons and Eye of the Beast. Can I use both of them?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna use my Eyes of the Beast to make my eyes glow. Or my eyes have a red gleam. I can activate or deactivate this at will. If on, I can see in the dark. All darkness related penalties are removed, and add 2 dice to my intimidate rolls. As I am itching for a fight. Should
they
I
in there?
make a rouse check for that? It doesn't say make a rouse check.
No,
wait,
if it
no.
doesn't say,
If the cost is free, you can just do it.
yeah,
It says
exactly.
it says cost is power cost. What does
Yeah,
that mean?
that's just the blank. That's the default
Oh, okay.
text in that box.
Oh, neat. So my eyes have a red gleam.
Yeah, basically you can do that at will, and it doesn't basically consume. It's such a small thing that you can do. It doesn't really consume any of your powers, if you will.
Yeah, it's really a lot of the higher level stuff cost things. Most of the lower level stuff is free.
But even like that, even the lower level stuff though is still pretty significant advantages over a typical mortal.
Certainly.
So, what's the situation inside?
I've seen way better. It's absolutely disgusting. It's filthy. I'm mortified.
Okay, now tell me about the vampires inside.
He's there too.
Is it just him?
I thought I heard him talk. Sorry, DM, our storyteller. We heard him talking, or was it just the one?
It was hard to tell if it was one or more than one.
It's hard to say, honestly. I couldn't get a good look around all the muck.
So I take it you're not coming in with us.
I mean, I'm not going to wait out here, but look, Jay's already in there. And we should probably go in after him just to make sure. I'm telling you, if I see ugly wallpaper, I might have to leave.
Fair enough. Well, you could also just, kill everybody who's responsible for it. Let's go in.
That's actually
We could just burn it all down. You make a really good point. What's the point of having this entire building?
And Terry's going to activate his lethal body and you just watch his like Terry's already buff like physique gets just a little bigger, and like there's like kind of tears at the seams of some of his clothes.
It's
Did you-
magnificent and horrifying.
So I can, for mortals, I do aggravated health damage, but for vampires, I ignore 1 level of armor per potence level of the user. I have 2 potence levels, so
Oh,
I
God.
ignore 2 levels of armor when I hit somebody.
That's such a good gift. Did you just power up?
Yeah. Terry could go like
That's-
Super Saiyan, dude.
That's no, I'm saying this in character. Like,
Oh,
did,
sorry.
did
Go
you just
ahead.
power up? I know I used the same voice as me, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, it's something that I don't know. The vampirism gives me his greater strength, which I didn't think was possible.
So we had a little bit of a discrepancy last time we got in a scrap. What are we doing? Am I killing? Am I not killing?
This time, they're on our turf. We have permission to kill them. It's a monster in there. Kill away, my friend. Right?
Monsters
We're allowed
too,
to.
bud.
Oh, no,
Storyteller.
We need
As
to
long
take.
as they're rogue.
No, we need to take them hostage and let the prince
We need
discipline them.
information and give them to the prince.
All right.
Storyteller, is there any chance that we could have had some kind of inter-party communications that we could have secured from Best Buy or wherever the fuck we stole shit
Supposed
from?
to dole it out, or
Some
they
walkie-talkies
just
with
take
some
them in?
earpieces or something?
I will say that in this sort of situation, if you want to have a radio system that broadcasts, that kind of like, again, a walkie-talkie sort of thing.
Yeah, nothing
That-
over the internet. Close
Radio
closed loop.
signals.
Yeah.
Yep, you can do that, but I will say it will come with all the potential drawbacks that would be the case in the real world. People with similar equipment could overhear, monitor.
And that means the Inquisition, so you have to be careful. It also means the Camarilla, and if they find out you're doing that, you can get in trouble.
It also
Well,
just
they
means
already
the
saw
police.
all my laptops.
That too. Speaking of the Camarilla, are we supposed to take care of this ourselves, or are we supposed
This is
to...
our turf. We have to take care of our turf.
Yeah, basically, because they are on our land without our permission, they have to be captured and taken to the prince.
Right, we have to take
Prince
them,
needs
right?
to know who turned them.
But we're not supposed to kill them, right?
No, we need to capture them and turn
Right.
them in.
They might be anarchists.
The
Or
killing part.
Anarchs.
We're subduing, then, Rain. Subduing.
Yeah, I'll say that Blake has made this clear, as you guys would have discussed this a little bit. It's like the condition they show up to the prince's court in is entirely up to you, but you can't kill them.
Okay.
Oh, I have a okay.
That-
Short range radios, specific channel to Blake because we were leaving together, so we have a channel. Can I tap into the with my heightened senses? Can I tap into the smoke alarm system and beep one of the smoke alarms to get a sonar to see how many people are in the building?
I really struggle to see how exactly that would work, so I'm gonna say in this case, like I like the idea. I think there's you can achieve similar things through other methods.
Okay. Yeah, whatever I could do to try to I have no combat stuff, so I'm trying to assist the rest of the party with logistics. How many people, where they're at, and where it's best for them to enter.
I'll say again, carrying over your stealth success, like you're being quiet, you're using your heightened senses, you're doing all these things. You can sort of make your way around the building fairly confident in being undetected. and then you can communicate what you're finding. You can effectively serve as like the inside the building camera and relay information back to them, but probably not through like rather opaque access to technology.
Gotcha.
I have a question.
I will aid in every way that I can. I don't know if there's aiding in this system, but that's what I'll do.
So you start making your way through. You can see signs of where people have, again, squatted here, had places where they were trying to get out of the weather, trying to stay warm, trying to, find a place to defecate. And the building on the inside is pretty thoroughly trashed. And knowing what you suspect is that this is some sort of haven or hideout of at least one vampire. You know not to look in the exterior rooms. Like nowhere that's got a window is going to be something they're interested in. So you start making your way to the interior of the building, and you do see signs of recent, occupation. And you get close enough that you start hearing that same voice that you heard. And this time you are hearing him again, still that sort of angry voice. He says, that damn bastard, I don't know where he came from. I don't know what he was doing there. It's like, God damn it. Should just ripped his throat out. And you hear a new voice. Well, it sounds like he stabbed you and made you run off like a little prick. So I don't know what you think you were going to do. And a third voice jumps in and says, I don't give a shit about what they did. What are we going to do? It's like, that was the best place we'd found yet to feed.
Oh, this is going to be a fun fight.
So Bishop is going to figure out what floor we're on, relative location according to the compass of the building that they're in. And he's going to slowly duck out to where he can communicate back to Blake on their channel and relay that information to the bruisers. So that way they can come in and wreck shop.
All right. So you give clear directions about how you think it would be best for them to access this particular part of the building, and pass on that you heard 3 different voices in this conversation with the including the person who Alex ran off yesterday.
3 combatants. At least 2 male, 1 female, possibly. 3rd floor. Northwest corner. Use the stairway.
5 against 3 seems like a fair fight. Let's go.
It's more like 3 against 2.
We going loud or quiet?
Come quietly, and then strike fast.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Ryan's gonna, or Ryan. Rain.
What is Ryan
Hey
doing?
guys,
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. I love you. Rain is going
welcome to my
to
drug den.
reach into his pocket to pull out his lockpicking set in case we come across. Also, Ben, I don't know how this happened because like I've gone over my character sheet multiple fucking times because I'm still like the tutorial character, and on the tutorial character sheet it says I have 8 dice towards lockpicking. Now I have no fucking clue how I get 8 dice at lockpicking according to my character sheet on Roll20. Because according to my Roll20, I should only have 6. I don't know where I'm getting the extra 2. So I don't know if you want me to run with 8 or 6.
There is a skill that adds to lockpicking, but I don't know what it is. Which discipline adds to that?
But it was never, even on the starter sheet, it never said what it was. It just said like, because you know how it had the things you could do, lockpicking, 8 dice.
What
think
discipline are you?
it's not a discipline thing. I think effectively what it is that you would be using possibly composure. I mean, that's what I would basically say is you're going to use composure and then your larceny with lockpicking specialty. And lockpicking as a specialty basically gives you 2 dice for that pool. So
Okay.
that's how I would read it. Again, I haven't dug into that.
And my specialty came from my predator type. So certain predator types get bonuses. So mine is detect lies for insight. So your
cool.
predator type will give you a bonus to a skill.
Kind of. Well, but those weren't on the pre-gens.
My detect lies was on my pregen.
The predator types weren't though.
Right, but
We
I think
chose those.
Yeah.
Oh.
Either
Oh,
way, I can make a plausible case for where you would end up with 8 dice for that. So
Is it the clan maybe? Does the clan give those bonuses?
it shouldn't, no.
Not gangrel.
No, I think it had the stuff from like the disciplines added though.
It could. I don't know that the disciplines he's got, because he's got Protean, which is the eyes of the beast,
I have
and
eyes
the
of the
feral
beast,
weapons.
and then
He's
the
got sense of the
obfuscate.
beast. Yeah, so I don't think any of those would have allowed him to gain additional dice for a lockpicking. Like I said, it's a specialization of the larceny skill, and again, I can make a plausible case in my head for why a composure plus larceny with your lockpicking specialty gives you 8 dice.
Sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, so in case like you ever ask why you're rolling 8 dice, and I'm like, well, that's what the sheet said.
Yeah,
I wanted
totally
to
get
point
it.
that out. Okay. But yeah, so I'm ready to lockpick any locked doors we come across.
All right. Well, in this situation, you, assuming you follow the directions that Bishop has given you, you don't find any locked doors. You basically are following this similar path to what he followed to get to this place and overhear this conversation. And as you guys get there, you still hear them kind of arguing. The one particularly angry guy, and then the other two. At this point, they've progressed into discussing that they had some luck over at the underpass under 22nd Street, but they're sick and tired of having to feel like they're have to skulk around and take homeless people to feed from.
As we like are listening to them, I don't know, look over at I don't know whoever's just kind of everybody like
We're all there waiting for you to open
Yeah.
that door.
Well, it's more so like we could make them like I don't know, subjugate them. Like we don't have to give them to the prince.
We do
They're
have to give
just
them to the prince because we don't know who turned them. That means
need
there's
to
someone
follow
out there turning vampires. Yeah, I'm sorry that it sucks to be them, but there's someone out there doing this, and that's not okay.
We need to follow the rules of the Camarilla.
all right. Let's go then. And I guess I'm reaching.
Yeah.
Going in. Yeah. Rain's gonna. Is it a window we're at, or at a door?
So you're basically kind of in a hallway outside this room where these people are talking. Again, it's an interior room, so there's no windows. It's a place where they felt like they could, just go crash in the daytime and not be found or bothered.
And as Rain is reaching up to start pushing on the doors, that's when Alex's veins surge with energy and he's going to activate his own lethal body.
Let's go.
Rain's gonna take
Okay.
a step back and just pretty much just walk forward and kick the fucking door off its hinges.
Yeah, and then Terry will go.
Yep.
Okay, so since this is our first sort of big combat in quite a while, I'm going to quickly review for you what the battle sort of rhythm is in this game as compared to like a D&D type game.
Yeah, where's my initiative? No, I'm kidding.
What we're going to do is you guys are going to describe, I'll give you the scene as you kick in the door. You're going to describe what you want to do. I will then describe what your opponents are attempting to do. And once everyone's said what their actions are, we basically resolve everything simultaneously. And there is kind of, it's not exactly an initiative, but there's a sequencing such that like hand-to-hand combat will get resolved first, then like ranged combat, and then a new like closing for combat action. And we'll do that, and these combats aren't going to necessarily be like tracking hit points and damage until you've killed an enemy and so on. That may happen in certain circumstances, but generally this is going to be like depending on the success of the rolls or the failures of the rolls, like a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 turn thing. And by that point, we're going to kind of know who's winning, who's losing, and we'll resolve it from there.
One way to find out.
So you guys have successfully, kind of snuck up on these kindred, and you're all effectively hulking out. You just smashed open the door, and it does just come off the hinges. I mean, the building's run down and has not been maintained. The door comes flying into the room, and as all four of you come charging in, you see, as Bishop described, 2 male humanoids and 1 female, now looking pretty, run down, tired, sickly, basically looking like a vampire who hasn't, roused themselves for presentability. And they're surprised, but they also have very quick reflexes, just like you guys do at this point. So they see you charging in, and while they are taken a little off guard, and so you're going to kind of get to be the initiators of this round, they're not like just completely shocked and can't do anything.
Not like the time we jumped the humies, right?
Yeah, like if you had jumped humans like this, they'd be like, "What the hell just happened?" And like you
They
get
would
a
be dead
full
before they get that thought through their head.
yeah. So, what would you guys like to do?
Terry is going to activate prowess, which requires a rouse check. Do we get advantage on all rouse checks? Or
As long as you're using like a 1-dot ability, yes.
I don't know if prowess is 1 or 2. Let me look. It might be my 2-dot ability. Where is potence? Potence. Here we go. Prowess is a 2-dot ability. It's a
Then
level 2 ability.
Yep. Then no, that's basically you're
okay.
activating something.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I think it's fair in this situation.
Yeah, you're activating an ability that's kind of at the top end of your current capabilities, so
Yeah,
it takes a little something.
Yeah, so when activated, I get to add the potence rating of the user to their unarmed damage value as well as to feats of strength, and I get to add half my potence rating rounded up to my melee damage.
Okay.
So I get to punch really, really hard.
All right, so I'll say that like you're triggering this like as you're going in.
Exactly.
That's not like that is not a turn, but you haven't consumed your action. That's just part of what you're doing. So what do you want to accomplish as you go charging into the room?
Whichever one looks the biggest is the one that Terry's going to go after. And he is going to brawl. He is just going to start punching and swinging. And
isn't it strength and brawl?
That's what I mean. But Terry's going to fight.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's describing what he's going to do, not the skill he's going to use.
There's a difference between melee and brawling. So like the skill he wants to use is brawl, but Terry's going to just start throwing haymakers at the biggest person that he sees.
All right.
So that is going to be a brawl and strength then, right?
It will be once we get to the resolving rolls.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what Terry's going to do. He's going after the biggest one.
Okay. Rain says he's going to let everybody else, dash in, and he's going to act as backup.
Alex is stepping into the room, and he's going to focus on the eyes of the guy that he ran into last night, the guy whose jugular he slashed with the martini glass.
Okay. And what? Sorry, you kind of faded out there.
You're cutting
So
out there, Rain.
that's making use of his. Oh no! He's got a domination discipline, so he can attempt to compel one creature with a contested roll of charisma and dominate versus intelligence and resolve. And you can get a one-word command, and I would try to get the guy from last night to just freeze.
That's cool.
Awesome. And Blake, what are you going to do?
Just make him even more your bitch.
So I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I want to use subterfuge along with manipulation to kind of look to the female in the room and just tell them, like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and I suggest you choose the easy way because either way you're going to be doing what we want you to do. So come along now, and we can end this quickly.
Okay, I see that being kind of a presence sort of thing. You're trying to awe
Okay,
her.
so that's like down at the discipline things, because I'm confused on what skills I'm using.
Right now, focus on just what you want to accomplish, and I'll help you figure out the skill to use.
Okay,
and
yeah,
that sort of thing.
basically, I just want to kind of go in there and with my beautiful heels that I'm wearing, just kind of stare at them and tell them just like I did, like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and then basically I have Terry on one end beating the shit out of one of her guys, and Alex on the other end ready to do the same thing. So I'm just like I feel like I walk in there super intimidating, and I'm just like, this place is disgusting, and I want to leave as soon as possible. So you guys better listen so we can leave.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do then, because
I don't know if it helps, but Rain is standing behind her with his claws and his eyes, which I don't know if I can give her my +2 intimidation because of my eyes, but if I can, I'd like to, as like a scary bodyguard behind her. Like,
sure, I like it. So here's what we'll do. We basically have one hand-to-hand combat activity going on. And I'll say that the biggest guy is not the one who was at the club, but he's the other one. So basically, Terry is beelining for the guy, the male that you haven't dealt with yet. Blake is taking the focus and attention of the female who was kind of in the middle of the room. And Alex is attempting to dominate the other male that was at the club. Normally, in this situation, Blake would take a 2-die penalty because her compulsion, her bane as a Toreador vampire is such that she struggles and has a difficult time when surrounded by ugliness.
Oh, that's right.
But I will effectively let Rain, as the additional intimidating presence behind her, allow her to roll normally for this kind of awe ability where she's trying to persuade and semi-intimidate this person. So you can prepare to make your check for that. Alex will make the contested check that his skill calls for, and because of the action the speed of the action we're going with, Terry will be the first one to act. So Terry, you will. I'm just going to set you a difficulty you have to achieve,
Okay.
and we'll go with it that way instead of a direct contest of die rolling here.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that because of the jump you guys have with the numbers advantage, you have a difficulty 3 attack effectively to make against this guy.
Okay. And then so the prowess adds to my damage, and then the lethal body ignores armor. Okay, so neither of those add to like my to hit. Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
basically the number of successes, like if you hit 3 successes on your roll.
Oh no, I know. I'm just trying to see if I get any extra dice is what
Right.
I'm trying to
Okay,
figure
got it.
out.
Got it.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it. Okay. So then I only got 2.
So I'm going to say that in this case, like you're going after this guy, and his reflexes were basically just to try to avoid getting, pounced in that
Yeah,
moment.
completely demolished.
So he doesn't do anything to try to attack you, but he does manage to like dive out of the way as you're like running in for him. But so you're now like chasing him across the room,
Yeah.
but you haven't caught him yet.
Fair.
Okay, let's go to the dominate roll for Alex, and this time I will have to pick the dice pool I need.
So it's a charisma and dominate on my end versus their intelligence and resolve.
Okay. All right. Do you want to roll yours first? Or want me to roll mine first?
I can roll mine first. I'm just not sure if I'm doing this right.
That makes 2 of us.
It says no attributes were found.
Yeah.
Jeremy, when you get a chance, can you send me the link that Ben sent you for the sheet you're using, the rain sheet?
Oh my god.
So
Sure.
to possibly to sort of fake the roll, since it's charisma plus dominate, your dominate is 2 points.
I think I might have just got it.
Oh, okay.
There it goes. One success.
Ryan.
Oh,
Well.
so many dice rolled.
I know, me too.
So his intelligence plus resolve.
That's
He gets
3
3 successes.
Oh my god.
This guy's angry at you.
Yeah.
He remembers you well. And because I was going to give you the opportunity to dominate him first, but since that was unsuccessful and he's shrugging that off, he's coming at you.
I think he's a bit more sober than he was last night.
So he's going to roll a strength plus brawl against you. And only gets 1 success.
All right.
So I need you to make some form of either dodge. Like, I'm not going to say you were completely flat-footed here, but I mean, you were primarily focused on the dominate. So I'm not going to allow you to do any sort of like strength-based thing. But if you want to do a dexterity and another skill.
Dexterity and melee could work for me to try
Sure.
and pull some sort of like a Tai Chi deflection of his attack.
Sure. So you get 3 successes. So yeah, you easily like push his attack aside, but you two are now effectively in hand-to-hand combat range.
All right.
Did we lose Amanda?
No, I'm here.
Okay, I thought I heard someone in the background that sounded a lot like you.
That might be Lena.
But
Yeah, my bad.
so now it is Amanda's turn to make her roll to try to convince the female of the group to stand down.
Okay, so what buttons do I click? Just whatever skills I think are necessary? Because you said it sounded more like aw than
I
my.
was going to give you an advantage to what
Okay.
you're trying to do.
Okay.
I think the attribute and skill you described are appropriate.
Okay. So I click on that.
So you're going to start with the skill you're going to use.
And then, okay, so I'm going to do subterfuge, and then I'm going to do manipulation. And extra dice?
You would have gotten extra dice for using all.
No, awe lets you add the presence rating to any skill. So she should. How many dots in presence do you have?
2.
So you should add 2 to your skill roll. So you get a bonus 2.
2 extra dice?
That's
Oh
cool.
wait, sorry. This is involving persuasion or performance as well as any other charisma related roles. So yeah, it does say at the storyteller's discretion. So Ben's saying yes.
Yeah, I'm giving you that.
And then anyone aware that they're being affected can try to resist with a contest of composure plus intelligence versus the user's manipulation plus presence.
So at this point, I'm going to say she's not really aware of what's going on. And again, you would have taken an additional penalty for your clan, but Rain is helping you counteract that. So you can go ahead and make your roll, and we'll see how successful you are. Okay. You got 4 successes.
That's more than me and Ryan put together.
Nice. I wore my spiky heels.
So she's not going to get any sort of special resistance to this, but she does get a chance to resist that sort of presence and the argument you're making, the manipulation you're trying. But she only gets 2 successes. So, and again, it's not a magical compulsion here, like you're not dominating her, but she's clearly like sees the situation and recognizes that it may be in her best interest not to do anything stupid right now. So she's kind of just stays there. And we'll say that was our first round. So now the action is pretty well joined. So I'm going to say that I'll still let you guys describe what you want to do first, and we'll go from there.
Is Terry and this guy like next to a wall?
Yeah, I'll say that he basically dodged over to the wall of the room.
Did Terry tackle him through the wall?
You can absolutely attempt to.
I mean, that's what I want to attempt to.
All right, so you're going to try to like tackle this guy, and if it happens to carry you through a wall, then so be it.
Yeah.
Got it? What's Alex going to do?
Alex is going to start making use of his feet a lot more, like taking wide swoops, more or less to try and knock this guy on his ass in the middle of the fight, just to throw him off balance, rather than to do any sort of like permanent damage.
Okay, so we got some.
I'd like to try and use my potence on this guy
Sanji,
to just
motherfucker.
swing at him.
All right, so we got some Muay Thai trips going on here. Got it.
Exactly.
He's Sanji.
And Blake.
She's putting Charles to bed right now.
Okay, Rain.
If as soon as I see Alex having a little bit of difficulties, I'm going to rush my way over, and as he's doing the kicks, I'm going to try to jump over him to just land my claws against his face, just try to slash at his eyes and such.
Got it. And I'll assume that Blake is going to continue kind of occupying the attention of this girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Would me moving and doing that, like, I don't want to take away her help.
No, again, the girl is now kind of, you can sort of tell she's not compelled to do nothing, but she's cowed at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back up Alex.
And basically going to be doing that. I have to put Charles to bed, though. So I'm going to be...
Basically, there's not really a role you're going to have to make for that.
But she'll continue this. And if I need to roll, just tell Ryan and he'll yell at me and I'll hurry and come and roll.
Sure. Okay, and so what they're going to do, the first guy is going to continue to try to dodge out of the way because he doesn't think he's a match in a fight with Terry. The second guy is going to attempt to start beating the crap out of Alex because he's really pissed. Like he is looking for anything he can grab to stab you in the neck.
Yep.
And
Bit cliche, don't you think?
We're fast
Could be.
friends.
It's been done.
it has been done. And the girl is going to look, again, nervous, like she's looking around, and she may attempt to bolt. It'll depend on how things go here. All right, so we'll go back and we'll start with Terry again.
All right. I guess I'm doing the same thing because it doesn't get higher than that roll. Like, that's literally the most dice I could throw at one time. So, here we go. 5! I got a
Okay.
messy critical. That's good, right?
That is. I don't know that he can even succeed. Like, no, he can't. He can't succeed. Well, no. If he gets enough 10s, he could. Yeah, no, he gets no
He
successes.
gets a total of 10.
Huzzah!
So
I
your
mean,
messy.
I think
your,
tackling it through the wall is a messy
yeah,
critical.
I was gonna say that is your messy critical. You called it. This guy is again trying to like dodge out of the way, but he just barely got away from you the first time, and now you run him through the wall.
Yeah,
like,
Terry played linebacker, so he.
And I'm going to say the messy
tackles
part
him.
of this critical is that the wall was already kind of in poor shape, and as you crush him through this wall, on the other side of the wall is a pile of like other debris and like wood bits and whatnot. And there is now like a shard of like basically the broken off end of like an old broom handle or something is now like sticking up through this guy's back and like through the side. You didn't stake him, but he is now impaled on
immobilizes
something.
Still
him,
hurts
right?
like bitch.
Does that
No,
immobilize him?
You could take this wooden piece and shove it into his heart, and that would immobilize him. Right
Is
now,
that
he's
that's
gotta have the trait.
Does that immobilize somebody or kill them?
immobilizes them.
You have to.
Okay.
Is that a all vampire trait, or is that just a specific lineage trait for immobilization?
I think
Because
that
I know
all
Ryan has got
vampires,
Ryan's
Isn't that
got
one
some of the
school
bullshit.
flaws?
the
The
one of
fork bane.
yeah, one of them you can take the flaw that being staked just kills you outright.
Oh yeah, I got that one. I got the one that
Choose
kills me.
that one.
I chose that one. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. There's
Because you have
a
to
Half-Life
choose which
mechanic,
one
right?
from the list of it.
But yeah, but they're basically getting staked as a normal vampire doesn't kill you, but it does render you effectively helpless. It puts you in torpor.
That's what it is. Toper.
Perfect. Well, I'll do that next round.
Okay, so that's been resolved. Alex.
Oh, I do believe. I'm just looking at the rules here. So a combatant can attempt to grapple, hold, tackle, or otherwise restrain a foe by rolling strength plus brawl. Nailed it. If they get more successes than their opponent, they do no damage, but instead restrain the target, preventing them from moving. Blah 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 blah. Uh, if the grappler wins, they can choose from the following options. Oh, in the next round. Sorry. Go ahead. I will read this next round.
Okay.
So I'm just going for the cheap shots with a strength and a melee on this one. Three successes.
Nice. That's Dece. For 4 dice, that's Dece.
And
Better than my last with more dice.
That's only 2, right?
That's only 2. So, I'll say that since you're not trying to damage him, you're just trying to trip him up. That with your assistance, Rain, and in fact, you can go ahead and roll for a similar type of roll. See how many successes you can add to that.
All right, real quick, storyteller. So you mentioned when we like hopped over to like us doing this on Thursday that we could alter our character sheet.
Absolutely.
So I have 3 strength and 3 dex. I would like to have 2 strength and 4 dex. If that is it, because I don't really see Rain being like a big burly guy, but more of a quick, wiry dude.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
So, if I remember correctly, the stats, you cannot have 2 4s in anything, so you'd have to drop your 4 from composure and put it into strength.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there are a couple of different builds. There's a advanced, a median, and then there's like an average. There's a couple of different ones, but one of them is like 1 4 1 3 3 2s, and then the rest are 1s. So you have to watch what stat build you have.
Then I will take my 4 composure and make it 3 and give me 2 charisma.
Yeah. So if you want that 4 strength, you can swap those 2 stats. You could move your composure into your strength and your strength into your composure.
No, I want the 4 dex, but this will be like final. I don't want to like switch this over. It's more so me understanding more of the stats and stuff. If that's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. And
okay, so
good catch, Lucas. I'd forgotten about like.
Yeah, there's 3. I think there's 3 standard stat arrays that you can use.
Yeah, you don't really get stat points to spend independently. You can pick like one specialty and everything else.
Yeah,
kind of goes from there.
You could either be like average across the board or have a high and then a medium and a low.
Yes,
kind of thing.
Okay, because right now I have 4 dex, 3 composure, and 3 wits, and those are like my highest stats in the physical, social, and mental abilities. And I don't know if those are Gucci.
No, we'll double check later, but I'm fine. Like in this case, basically saying you're willing to trade down your composure at 4 dots to dexterity, and we can figure out specifically if we need to alter anything else to make that build work.
So I'm gonna use my dexterity to leap over Alex as he's doing his kicks, and go for pretty much his face or jugular if I get a really good roll, which is like my ultimate goal, as I guess that's my coup de grace. And I get a +2 to damage because of my claws, and the damage is now aggravated.
Got it.
I'm just gonna set difficulty 2.
Nice.
Okay. So, yeah, you basically are able to do exactly what you got. He's distracted. Alex manages to basically kick one leg out from under him, knock his balance loose, and you take that moment to dive right at him. And if you choose to do damage, you will be able to deal quite a bit of damage to this vampire.
Rain isn't like aware of his strength yet, so like I'm gonna deal as max amount of damage as I can. And it's
Okay.
also it's fun to fight. And I'm not gonna Rain likes the bloodlust in a good fight.
All right. And I'm not going to, I'm almost certainly not going to get this rule exactly right, but you don't roll separately for damage. You just basically apply the successes you had.
So you
Okay.
add the weapon's damage rating to the margin on the winning attack. So it's how much you won by.
So I had 5 successes
What
and
did
hit.
is he trying to dodge or is he trying to
But
fight?
Yeah,
back?
he's
since he's being double teamed, he effectively got 2 successes against
The-
now 8 successes
the
against
total
him.
of all attacks against him versus one set of rolls, right?
Yeah. So I will, in this circumstance, I will say that his 2 successes are applied against the damage that is being dealt and not against, basically he was already distracted and tripped. So you will deal 3 aggravated damage to this character.
Alright, well, are we done?
And he's in, I mean, he's not dead, but he's in pretty bad shape at this point.
Is he wearing any armor?
No.
Well, I'm gone. You.
Cool. Then that is Rain's action for the scene.
Yeah, I'll say, like, again, you've got your claws and you basically grasp into his neck, like effectively working your way towards crushing his windpipe if you were to continue. And the claws, the fact that you are another vampire, like this is not something he's just gonna be able to shake off.
Rain's gonna kind of forget about the no kill rule. He's having a blast with his new powers.
Oh,
So,
you
like-
can assign how much damage his claws do. You could give them a damage value if you want, Ben.
Uh,
It depends on how important the actual hit point value is in the current scene or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
if it matters. I just actually found the rules, so I was just looking at them.
I actually haven't looked at the combat rules in the system because I
just
thought it's
did.
not a thing.
This is the first time I looked at them.
yeah. So I'm effectively just saying, like, Rain is now free to decide in the next turn. Effectively, I mean, there's not going to be much of a turn next. So you guys have won this encounter.
I think that's it.
It's like hits per target instead of tracking HP.
Yeah, so Rain now is basically in a position to decide whether he wants to so fully, like, it's again kind of hard to truly kill a vampire. Like, there are specific things you can do, but he can, like, rip this guy's throat out and take what amounts to a nearly lifeless corpse to the prince.
Rain is going to do that unless someone calls out to him.
I feel like this is where Blake would interject because I feel like this is her job was to like make sure these guys stay on track and we have a specific job to do here. Like
What-
my job is to steer these people in the right direction. So
What do you say to Rain to get him to stop mid swing?
Could Bishop assist Blake?
Blake's just gonna look like she's gonna stomp her foot and stare at him and just yell, "That's enough." I don't know if he'll do that or not, but
I mean, that's good
all
for
she's
me.
gonna say. That's all she's gonna say.
It was more. I don't want to really roll against it. It was more so just someone to remind him as he's lost in his.
His rage.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a rage. That's the worst part. It's
It's a
merriment.
fun. Yeah. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
She'll just kind of stomp her foot loudly to get attention, and then just kind of yell, "That's enough."
And then Rain is going to stop mid swing and just step back away from his toy, dog toy.
So again, you have effectively rendered this vampire into torpor. Like, you haven't killed him. Like there are specific things that are done to kill a vampire, but it's going to take him a while. You're basically going to have a body you have to cart around. But that is and Blake stopped you before you did the things that might actually kill the guy. But that is a perfectly acceptable condition to deliver effectively a criminal to the prince's court and say, we're cleaning up our streets. So you have, and I assume Terry, you were about to stake the other guy.
Terry's gonna stake the fuck out of that motherfucker. Yeah, he's gonna snap that broom handle off and then just stab it through the dude's chest.
It's like Blake's looking and seeing that Rain's getting out of control. She yells at him, and then she turns around as Terry's stabbing someone, and she goes, "God damn it!"
It
actually-
paralyzes them.
Actually, you're perfectly fine with that.
Oh, it just paralyzes them. Okay,
Yeah. You should know this, Amanda. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm coming back now. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'll say that's what we'll end tonight's session. Is you have successfully
I didn't realize what time it was. Damn.
we have successfully conquered a nest of invading vampires. One of which is still standing there. Let's just say she realizes there's not much she can do at this point.
Yeah. I wouldn't run. Actually, Terry's gonna turn around and say that. I wouldn't run.
I want to have a part of this scene.
You did. You got us here.
I know. You guys did a bunch of cool shit.
I didn't. I saw my foot.
That was cool shit.
We wouldn't be here if you hadn't followed him, man.
I wanted to do some like mastermind shit, but you guys are
You
so
did.
epic. No. I was the techie behind the scenes.
I mean,
you guys can think about what sort of questions you may want to ask this person before we get back together next time.
why are you such a piece of shit? Why am I wearing ladies' underwear?
Because it's comfortable.
No.
Where are the drugs going?
I just love
What
the idea
is
of
your
you-
favorite color?
I just love the idea of you asking him really personal questions that he would never know. Why doesn't my mom talk to me? Punch.
My dad coming back from buying cigarettes.
What's the average airspeed of a European swallow?
I like how Lucas
don't
is just
know.
going with the Monty Python.
I'm fucking Monty Python these guys just to fuck them up.
I'm gonna
Well,
do
guys,
the
once
Jake.
again, I'm having so much fun with this.
Thank you
Oh,
for running
Oh,
this,
yeah,
man.
man. I'm glad we
I-
got to play.
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking love this so much.
Adding stuff to the map was cool too. I really like how colorful it is.
Our map's so
Enjoy how
awesome.
the map is
It's
developed.
lived in now.
Oh, you know what? We need to put a rundown Radio Shack so I can put together some off-the-grid gear somewhere on this map.
Oh,
Or a
Wait,
Circuit
did
City,
Radio-
like a Circuit City warehouse or something.
I was about to say, did Radio Shack not go out of business? And then
They came back. They came back,
City
Jeremy.
out of business too.
Yeah, I used to work at Circuit
Yeah.
City.
I found this picture of a building, and I want it to be somewhere off of the park, and it's gonna be where Blake. This is like her usual to-go place. It's like a hotel of some sort. Like I don't see why she wouldn't live in a hotel.
You gotta name
It's
it.
like the
Oh,
one
come on. Blake
fancy
has a
building
flat.
Oh,
in
it's
She has a
real
flat
life.
somewhere.
It's not, I feel like it kind of goes with the vibe of this area, so it's not over the top, but I feel like it would fit in. But like I could see it overlooking a park or something.
Yeah,
It's the only
historical
one that
building.
survived the historical fire.
Are we playing next week?
We're gonna try.
I'm
Say
down.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I know it
will.
is next week.
Again, I think I told you guys already. Like, work is getting a little insane right now.
Same for
So-
me. Super Bowl's coming to town.
Oh boy.
So as long as you guys are cool with again, this was me with I had an idea of what I wanted to do this session, but I have done almost no prep.
I mean, we're only playing for 2 hours, so you don't really you have to prep like a scene. It's really not that bad.
If
So
if
like you
if
can shoot,
that,
like 20 minutes before the session.
Yeah, I mean, tonight we got through 2 scenes.
yeah.
Us showing up, the bar, and then the
You
punk
know
ass
what?
bitch movement.
And if you don't have anything prepped, just show us the map and we'll entertain ourselves.
You know what could
That's
really
true.
help too, Ben, is if in the chat we tell you, "Hey Ben, I want to do this scene."
Yeah,
That could probably help too.
those kind of things would definitely help. And I said, I enjoyed this. I want to keep doing this on every other week, like this week and 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
normally be off on the following Friday, so I can go later.
Sure.
Like next Thursday, I still like to do stuff, but I will probably have to be like, okay, I've got like a hard stop at 10:30.
That's fine.
Also,
Or is there something that we can run where you're not running it on those weeks, like something else? So that way
Yeah.
give you a break.
If we want to, like, I don't want to not play this. I don't want to like have this one go away. But if there's another thing that you guys are interested in doing, kind of on an alternating week, then sure.
Ben,
Is this gonna be our night to test systems?
I mean, we can get Rachel and Summer back in here on every other week.
Every other week.
Ben, I promise you, I will never let this game die if I have any say about it. I will bother every single one of your players and you nonstop until you block me. I love this.
Rule book of this game.
I'm just gonna say, there's now a circuit shack, so
Circuit check, yes.
Now we're learning the rules, so we can't abandon it. We just learned the combat rules.
I mean, honestly, on a side note, like if Ben can't do it, I would love to do like an old like 13th century or 14th
vampire game.
Yeah, medieval vampire game.
That could be fun.
Sure, there's a system for that kind
this
of.
this system.
You can use this one.
I know,
Yeah,
but God, there's a lot of rules in this system.
Yeah, but if we play it in 2 separate games, we're gonna learn a lot.
And my main
We
thing is
already
I
know
would
about
like to learn the system so I could run it for my like in-person group because they're just a bunch of little murder hobos and I think they would love it.
If you knew the rules really well, they just didn't have to know the rules and they just had to roll dice, they would be down.
All right, but I gotta get going. You guys have a great evening.
Have a good night, everyone.
I'll catch you on Sunday.
Bad as well.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh shit! What are we playing Sunday?
Strixhaven.
Sunday.
Ooh.
Or Hell Odyssey. I've been thinking about the second part, and I know what I want you guys to fight. And it's not a bunch of orcs.
I got to get some gas for the Camaro.
I wonder what it could be then.
It's probably a bunch of orcs if we do the Hell Odyssey.
Hell orcs. Ooh.
That's only if Rachel wants to play Ruby, and we all know Rachel wants to play Ruby.
She does, yeah.
She really does.
That's always a yes. And we can get. What is the layer of hell that's the ice one? Levistus?
Levistus is
Levistus
We
is
could get the
the Lord.
Levistus tiefling back in from hell.
Oh, that's right, because we dropped your character.
Yeah,
I was
we need
there
to pick
for the
Brian back
circus, but not the next one.
That's right.
Sorry, what the hell?
I forgot that.
Oh,
I have
that's
the perfect
right.
backstory for
Yes,
it.
our trio of monster hunters, and then Lucas and Ruby. Oh my god.
And the
Have a good
sexual
one, everybody.
escapades of the motor
Night,
vehicles.
Night, everybody.
Nice.
Night, Ben. Night, everybody.